What's going on, everybody? Welcome to reading. Today I'm going to pick off right where we left off from yesterday. Alright, so another confession. Okay, so yesterday we talked about how Bob feels like he's kind of being, starting to get a little housebroken, I guess you could say. Okay, so too bad I know the truth on both. And that he was talking about, there's a difference between soft and being afraid, being a coward. So that's where that is. Okay. When Julia returns from walking her charges, I race over and give her a good old Bob-style hello. Lots of yipping and twirling, followed by some attempts to jump into her arms. Humans love that stuff. Julia looks at me sternly and says, "Robert, down!" I leap some more because I'm determined to convince her I'm incorrigible, untrainable. It's part of my charm. My bobbliness. "Down!" she says again. From her coat pocket, she pulls out her little metal clicker, along with some treats. I hate that clicker. It's meant to stop. It's meant to help train me, but it's like a cricket bully. Here's the theory. I do something right. Julia clicks, gives me a treat. The clicks tell me when I'm behaving, and the treats reinforce that. That happens enough before your very eyes. I'm supposed to transform into a good dog. Well, I ain't that easy. "Down, Bob!" Julia tries again. I want a treat, but not enough to cave, so I opt for a Playbo, a compromise. Julia sighs. "You are definitely a challenging student." To my annoyance, she puts the treat back into her pocket. I think Julia may be onto me. A while ago, Julia got into her head that I needed to improve my manners. We went to a dog training class. I wasn't really into the whole sit and stay and do the tango stuff. The worst command of all, the truly inexcusable, only a human could come up with order: "Leave it!" "Leave it" means walk on by, Bob. Sure, there's a piece of bacon just inches from your drooling pie hole, but do me a favor and just pretend it's not there. Okay? Not okay. Where I come from, you never pass up a free meal. UFO drops to the carpet, it's mine. And I'll be chewing it down before you can say, "Where the heck is my meatball?" Within minutes, I was accused of being an undermotivated student, which is totally unfair. I am highly motivated. Just show me some cheese, please. Anyways, I may or may not have been a little unruly. Class clown stuff, tail spinning, a little random peeing, some zoomies just for show. "Class, you see that crazy dashing around he's doing?" said the teacher, pointing at me with an accusing finger. "We call that a FRAP, frantic random activity period." She pulled Julia aside. "He's a smart dog," she said, "but he's messing with you." Which was true, but I hated getting caught in the act. I thought I was more subtle. Yeah, gosh, I can't talk. "Bob needs to know who's boss," said the teacher. "He needs to see you as a pack leader. Give him some time. I see this a lot from former strays. It takes them a while to trust people, like forever in my case." As we left the class early, I yelled, "So long, suckers!" to my classmates. Couldn't help rubbing it in just a little. I suppose the real reason for my training stuff isn't my bad manners, although they leave a bit to be desired. It's my car thing. I've always had a hang-up about cars and trucks. Always riding lawnmowers, go-karts, anything with four wheels, an engine, and a driver. Don't like them. Don't want to ride in them. Don't want anything to do with them. Those co-pilot dogs with their heads hanging out the windows, flying their drill flags, boneheads. First of all, it ain't safe. And second of all, bad stuff can happen when you climb into a car. Take it from me. When Julia and George and Sarah realized I have transportation issues, they tried to lure me into the back seat of their car with treats. But you'd be surprised how stubborn I can be. I yelped so loud the neighbors came running out to see what was happening to the poor little doggy. Score one for the poor little doggy. That's when they started clicker training me. "Click, here's a treat. Come closer to the car, Bob. Click, here's another. Watch while I open the door, Bob. Car door, Bob. Click, here's a treat. Come right up to the seat, Bob. Click, here's a treat. Come on in, Bob. Bob? Bob! Where are you, Bob?" Yeah, it was like that a lot. Still haven't been in a car or a truck or a tractor for that matter. When I have to go to the rhymes with pet threat, Julia and her parents walk me there. They say elephants have long memories. Well, so do dogs, people. It's not like I'm afraid. I'm just exercising my options. Are you ready to head over to the park? George asks as he passes through the living room. He's carrying 2 flashlights and a roll of masking tape. Yep, Julia says, and I do a head tilt to show I'm intrigued by their conversation. The place where Ivan and Ruby live is called Wild World Zoological Park and Sanctuary, but everybody just calls it the park. George works at the park as head groundskeeper, which means I got some say. Or I got some sway, and everybody who's employed there loves Julia. Give me a minute, I just have to grab my coat, says George. Straight home after that, though, Julia, says Sarah, just in case the weather gets worse. 1 minute, the weatherman's saying we're going to have a little shower. Next minute, the storm of the century. Julia scratches my head. I thought Hurricane Gus wasn't coming till tomorrow. Sometimes they change course, says Sarah. They can be unpredictable. You know, George says with a wink, in the old days they named hurricanes after women. Julia groans. That is so sexist. It's not just the wind that I'm worried about. On this one, George says, it's the storm surge that could be a problem. Flooding. Julia tries to make me wear Mom's latest creation, a knitted dog sweater with security written on it, which I suppose is ironic reference to my petite size. I politely decline. All right, you win, Julia sighs. Ready for our walk, Bob? At the mention of the word walk, I go all crazy mutt, so it's clear I'm on board with the idea. Humans love it when we get silly. I think they're so weighed down by people problems that sometimes they need to be reminded what happy looks like. Julia attaches my string. I try for a little tug of war, but she refuses to buy it. Let's go see Ivan and Ruby, she says. Just hearing those names sends my tail into a full wag. I've never met a dog who didn't get a big old grin on his kisser when Walk slipped into a conversation. Dogs understand more than you might think. The Nature channel says we're about as smart as the average human toddler. 2-year-olds, my fuzzy rump, we're 1,000,000 times brainier than some babbling rugrat. There was a dog on that Man's Best Friend show who supposedly understood like 1,000 human words. Border Collie, I think. Those guys need to switch to decaf. The narrator was gushing about this wonder dog, and I'm like, well, duh, Brainiac. Of course we understand people. Not everything, mind you. And some of us are more attentive than others. Depends a lot on just how entertaining or interesting your humans happen to be. Certain words will really cause our ears to perk up. The classic treat, walk, frisbee, bacon. And don't forget the swear words. Vet, bath, fireworks, and vacuum cleaner. We always hear those. Julia and I wait by the front door while George says goodbye to Sarah. I think maybe the hardest thing for me about being domesticated, pet if you insist, is that I can't control my own schedule. If I had it my way, I'd hang out with Ivan and Ruby all day, every day. Unfortunately, humans love their clocks. Dogs, we use the sky to tell time. Like the sensible creature, sky says it's dawn. Time to eat, it's noon. Time to eat, it's afternoon. Time to eat, it's dusk. Time to eat, it's midnight. Time to eat. Point is, it's always time to eat. Dogs have a thing for the moon, too. Like wolves and coyotes and other relatives. No calendars for us. Moon looks like a claw. Moon looks like half a pancake. Moon looks like a tennis ball. Moon looks like a claw again. A chunk of time has passed. But humans, nope, that's not enough. It's not a chunk. It's a month. It's not just dawn. It's 6:32 a.m. on a Thursday. And boy, oh boy, we'd better hurry up and go to school or the office or change the baby. But who gives a woof about feeding the poor, starving, sad-eyed, grumbly, tumbled dog? After a spell, I got used to comings and goings of Julia and her mom and dad. But it keeps changing. Julia leaves early for school and is gone most of the day. She returns home excited and energized. Good sense, mostly. But every now and then she comes back smelling a little bit like me after a visit to the dog trainer. Battle worry and ready to crawl under the covers. Sarah, who was pretty sick for a while, is feeling fine again. Thank goodness, but she went back to work and she's away all day too. And George, who has a job at Ivan's place, works 5, sometimes 6 days a week. That means it's just me and the guinea pigs. And a lot of the time that means it's just me and the guinea pigs a lot of the time. I have a doggy door and an outside run, but it's not the same as touring the neighborhood with your person. Peeing without a potential audience is like talking to yourself. Sometimes I'm the teensiest bit jealous of Ivan and Ruby. They always have someone around, which is crazy, I know. I'm free and they're not. But there it is. Told you. I'm not a saint. All right, and that's where we're going to stop today. Tomorrow there will be no reading. It's kind of a catch-up day, and I will see you guys on the reading slide again on Monday.